My 17-year-old son walked into his first sales call last week. He had his pitch ready, he knew his product, he was confident, and he made the most common mistake that every new salesperson makes. He was leading with his mouth when he should have been leading with his ears. Here's the sales lesson I taught him that changed everything, and it applies whether you're selling a product, selling yourself at a job interview, or even just trying to make friends. First, let's talk about sales. Sales is often seen as a dirty word in business. People do not want to be sold. When someone says, I'm in sales, people immediately think of a snake in the grass pitching you a 9-year-old overpriced car that you really don't not sure you want anyway. Well, that's wrong. Everything is sales. You sell yourself to your friends to make friends. You sell yourself to your coworkers to get ahead. You sell yourself every time you debate a serious topic with someone. People prefer the word communicator, like she's a good communicator. But honestly, when you say someone is a good communicator, what you're really saying is that they're good at selling themselves or their point of view. That's not a bad thing. That's actually a very important life skill. A good communicator, a good salesperson, does three things very well. Step one, they get people to like them. Step two, once they're liked, they get people to trust them. Step three, after that, they can sell to them, whether it be a product, a service, or even an opinion. Like, trust, sell in that order. You cannot skip steps. You cannot start with selling and hope people like you later. It doesn't work. So, how do you actually do this? Well, let's break it down. How do you get someone to like you? The secret is in asking questions and then actually listening to the answer so you can respond accordingly. And people love to talk about themselves. When you ask a question, you're allowing them to talk about themselves or express their opinions. People love this. They want to be heard. They will like you for providing them that opportunity. But here's what most people miss: asking the question is only the first step. The secret skill, the one that one too many people actually never develop, is listening. Because so many people are engrossed in themselves and their own lives that they lack the ability to really listen to other people. When you really listen to someone, you care about the answer. And then you show them you've listened by asking follow up questions or making comments that show that you've absorbed what they've said. And that is when the magic happens. When you do this correctly, you build trust, the second key element. Why do they start to trust you? Because you've responded to their answers with comments or follow up questions that showed them that you actually listened. This empowers them, and frankly, it delights them because everybody longs to be heard by someone who cares about what they have to say. Now you've got their trust. Yes, it starts small, but trust grows over time as a relationship develops. This is true in sales, it's true in friendships, it's true in business partnerships, it's true in parenting. Listen, respond, build trust. With trust built, now you can sell. And remember, when I say sell, it can be as simple as selling yourself to a person you hope to explore a friendship with. Yes, that is sales. Convincing your spouse to watch a movie you want? Sales. Getting your teenager to clean their room? Sales. Everything is influence. Everything is persuasion. Everything is sales. And it all starts with listening. So, why did I bring this up? Well, I was getting an update from my son Pax on his AI consulting business. He's at the point where he's built his first generation website, he's learned how to code the software, he's set up the basics, and now he's starting to sell. He and his friend went out after school one day. Remember, he's only a high school senior, and he walked into a few local businesses to sell them on his service. It went well. People were friendly and receptive. A few asked for follow ups with more information. Great. But in speaking with Pax about his approach, I realized he needed some sales fine tuning. The way he described it to me, he was going in with a pitch. He was leading with his mouth. I told him, you need to lead with your ears. People don't want to be pitched, they don't want to be sold. They want someone to listen to them. And if they have a problem that you can help them solve, they will sell themselves. That's the secret. You do not need a slick pitch. You do not need to convince anyone. You need to uncover their problem and show them that you have a solution. So I had a discussion with Pax about how to adjust his approach. Any good sales approach should be about listening. And to listen, you need to ask probing questions. Listen carefully to the answers and then ask more questions. Pax said, like what kind of questions? What do you mean by probing questions? Good question. Ask questions that will help you learn if they have a problem that your business may be able to help solve. Then, if they voice a problem, you want to follow up with questions that are probing questions. For instance, how big of a problem is it? How frequent is it? How taxing is it on the business? How much more money could the business save or make if the problem was solved? Let me give you some examples that we discussed. PAX provides AI voice agents, basically an AI voice that can replace a receptionist. The AI voice can answer the phone and handle pretty much all the questions that the business gets daily. For instance, what are your hours? Where are you located? Pricing questions? Maybe schedule a service call? The business owner could eliminate the task of answering the phone entirely. The AI voice agent does it with near precision without ever missing a call. Amazing, a time saver, a cost saver, one less thing for the busy business owner to worry about. So Pax and I discussed some probing questions he could ask. Does your business get a lot of calls each day? How many? Do you ever miss calls that could result in lost business? Who answers those calls currently? Is it you? An employee? How much time does that take? Would an AI call answering service free up your time to be more productive or allow you to focus on more important tasks? I told Pax, after each question, listen, absorb, reflect, and then respond. These probing questions allow you to gather valuable information. Each answer helps you determine if your solution can help the business owner and to what degree. Done correctly, you do not need a pitch. Remember, nobody likes being pitched, but they do like talking about their business. They do like that someone is listening to them, and they will like that you have a solution to the problem that they're actually expressing. So that was my sales lesson to Pax, and he listened, which is ironic because that's exactly what I was teaching him to do. This isn't just about sales calls. This is about life. Want to be a better friend? Ask more questions. Listen more. Want to advance your career? Ask your boss what challenge they're facing. Listen. Offer solutions. Want to build a successful business? Stop pitching. Start listening. Like, trust, sell, in that order, every time. So subscribe so you can follow along this father and son journey as we continue as he enters the business world. And if you ever made a sales call or you're about to, please remember, lead with your ears, not with your mouth. Until next time.